are confident the Vikings are going to be able to take care of business this week. We hope that's the case. And for us, me, anyways, and probably CJ too, is probably just a week to get your feet right underneath you, make sure all the kinks from last week are worked out, and
make sure your kicker can kick.
Make sure your kicker can kick. Maybe we kick a couple on third down if we get into the field goal range. And just make sure Dan Bailey's got a leg. Don't get a touchdown. We'll kick a field goal, 40-plus yarder.
We're already up by 30.
We're up by 30. Anyways, I think it's going to be address what happened. Make sure you're ready for Thursday Night Football. Try not to get too many injuries. Going up against, I think our next two games are the Rams and the Eagles.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I thought.
And the Rams is a Thursday night game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
even bigger. Make sure you stay healthy, stay fresh.
Yeah. My thing is like, okay, you put your foot on the gas the first half. You get up by a lot. And then you keep the gas, and then you keep your foot on the gas.
See just how competent of a backup Trevor Siemian is.
Exactly.
Yes.
You put Trevor Siemian in the third quarter when we're up by 20 points.
Treat it like dress rehearsal. This is week 3, not of the regular season, but of the preseason.
Basically, get like Everson Griffin and like Danielle Hunter in the second half of the game. Keep them on a very light rotation.
Yes.
Keep them from that way. You go into your week 4 game feeling rested and feeling good about yourself. And then, heck, you can let those young guys step in. Vikings looking for that next wide receiver to step up to take Treadwell. Play him against the Bills. This is a game where if you want to maybe bring Pat Elflein back.
We cut Stacey Coley.
We did to make room for Dan Bailey. Which,
based on the one look that he had.
Which the ball almost bounced off his hands.
Yes.
So, why didn't we activate Chad Beebe? I won't know.
You don't know.
We brought in a guy who had played with Kirk Cousins before, was basically the biggest thing. But in a quick Twins update, Twins scored 2 runs in the 8th inning. They're currently in the bottom of the 9th inning, up 8-0, and it looks like a sweep of Ron Gardenhire's Detroit Tigers is inevitable, and if the Twins win, the record will be bumped up to 71 and 81 on the season. But back to finish up our point on the Vikings, to kind of finish out the show here. What I'm looking for in this game is I'm just looking for Kirk Cousins to be clean and crisp, and I'm looking more as a play calling. This is John D. Filippo's week to really help figure out what kind of plays work well in the offense, what plays don't work. Figure all that stuff out. Use this week as more of a padded practice kind of deal to help as more of a split squad or as a dual team practice. I don't know what you want to call them. But use it as a week to figure out what your team can do in certain areas. So that way next week against the Rams on a Thursday on the road, you already know what you want to do. And I'm not saying to overlook an opponent, but I'm saying put the gas hard on them, beat them down, and then put in the backups. And also bring Pat Elflein back and let him get back into the swing of things. He doesn't have to play the whole game. Bring Pat Elflein in maybe for a quarter, just to get him back into the NFL feel, get him developing rapport with Cousins, and that way. And if you're worried about him getting hurt, only bring him in for a little bit. If he's not, and I'm not saying to bring him in if he's not 100%, because Pat Elflein ultimately is the lifeblood of our offensive line. Once we get Pat Elflein back, our offensive line will be a lot more confident. 8-1 Detroit now. Excuse me.
Oh, man.
And comeback's on. But what are you looking forward to in this game to wrap up the show quick?
From the Vikings game?
Yes.
I'm looking forward to, like I said, seeing our players stay healthy, stay crisp. I want to see Kirk Cousins look like he did against Green Bay. He's looked phenomenal this season. His one interception is basically, I had a coworker yesterday say he wishes they put errors in football so that Kirk Cousins didn't have an interception on his record right now, because essentially that's kind of what happened.
Pretty much.
And I've heard it talked about on, the summer NFL Network news reel is sometimes kind of slow, so they were diving into Drew Brees' career one time, and they said one of his worst interception years was actually a lot of tip drill balls where the wide receivers didn't catch it. And, still, it's on Drew Brees. He had a bad season maybe that year. But I just think that I want to see Kirk Cousins stay fresh. I want to see Dalvin Cook stay healthy. He's questionable right now. I'm sure he'll play. It wasn't a serious injury based on what
he said he was fine.
So just make sure he stays fresh and healthy. Maybe get some reps under his belt. Let's try to work out all the kinks on the offensive line. Make sure Pat Elflein comes back healthy. I want to see us be crisp and stay healthy for the remainder of the season. And I think that we have a good chance to do that against Buffalo. I don't think we should lose this game.